My adult stepdaughter was leaving trash all over my house and treating me like a servant, so I taught her a lesson. Do you know that feeling when someone walks all over you? I'm Diana, and I spent 3 months being treated like a servant in my own home. My adult stepdaughter threw trash around my house and acted as if I was born to serve her. I made sure she learned that patience and kindness have their limits. My husband Tom and I built something beautiful together over 10 years, a cozy house on Redwood Lane, where laughter echoed through the halls and Sunday mornings meant pancakes and crossword puzzles. My son Rick, from my first marriage, was thriving in college. And Tom's daughter Kayla, 22, from his previous marriage, well, she existed on the fringes of our world. I tried, God knows I tried. Birthday cards with heartfelt messages, invitations to girls' nights that went unanswered, and polite questions about her dreams that were met with shrugs. Kayla wasn't cruel. She was worse and indifferent. As if I were cheap wallpaper she'd learned to ignore. But when she called Tom that rainy Tuesday night, her voice choked with tears, and asked if she could come over just for a little while, my heart broke. Of course, darling, Tom said, without even looking at me to confirm. You'll always have a place here. I squeezed his hand and smiled. What else could I do? Kayla arrived 3 days later like a hurricane, wearing designer boots, armed with 3 suitcases, 2 handbags, and a duffel bag that looked capable of housing a small family. She walked past me without hardly nodding and claimed our guest room, the one I had carefully decorated with soft blues and fresh flowers. This will work, he announced, dropping the suitcases with a thud that made the picture frames tremble. Welcome home, darling, I said, peeking out the door. I've made your favorite stew for dinner. She looked up from her phone. I already ate. But thanks. Her part of the casserole remained untouched in the refrigerator for a week, until I finally threw it away, my hands trembling with disappointment. The first signs appeared a few days later. Kayla left a bowl of cereal on the nightstand, milk forming a film on the surface. Her makeup wipes were scattered around the sink like confetti after a sad party. I found myself following his trail, picking up the pieces of his life that he had carelessly dropped. Kayla, honey, I said gently one morning, picking up an empty water bottle I'd found among the sofa cushions. Could you recycle these? She looked up from her phone, blinked slowly, and shrugged. Sure, whatever. But the bottles kept appearing. Under the sofa and on the windowsills. They rolled across the living room floor like tumbleweeds in a ghost town. It's settling in. Give it time, Dee. Tom shrugged when I brought it up. 2 weeks turned into a month, and the mess multiplied like bacteria in a petri dish. Amazon boxes, open, empty, and abandoned, stalled in the entryway. Dishes migrated from the kitchen to every surface in the house, forming little colonies of neglect. One night, I found a banana peel under the sofa cushion. A real banana peel, brown and sticky, like something out of a cartoon. Kayla, I called out. Can you come here for a moment, honey? She appeared at the door, perfectly groomed in a way that broke my heart. She looks so much like her mother. Tom always said. What's wrong? He asked without moving from the doorway. I picked up the banana peel. I found it under the sofa. She stared at her for a moment, then back at me. So? Kayla, this isn't normal. It's just a banana peel, Diana. Relax. Just a banana peel. Yeah, right. As if the accumulation of his carelessness wasn't slowly suffocating me. I'm not trying to be difficult, I replied. It's just. I need you to help me keep our house clean. She sighed, and the sound pierced me like glass. Okay. I'll try to be more careful. But nothing changed. If anything, it got worse. The breaking point came on a Sunday that had started so promisingly. Tom had gone to play golf with his friends, kissing me on the forehead and promising to bring me Chinese food for dinner. I had spent the morning thoroughly cleaning the living room. I vacuumed, dusted, and left everything sparkling clean, just like when it was just Tom and me. I went out to the backyard garden to pick some cherry tomatoes, humming an old song Rick loved. For a moment, I felt like myself again. Then I went back inside to the living room. And froze. Last night's takeout bags were scattered across the table like war casualties. They'd left soda cans on the wooden floor, leaving rings that would likely stain. Bright orange, telltale Cheeto dust was ground into the cream-colored rug she'd saved up for months to buy. And there was Kayla, her feet propped up on my clean coffee table. She was looking at her phone with the carefree indifference of someone who'd never cleaned in her life. She looked up when I came in and smiled contentedly. "Hi, Diana. I'm starving. Could you make me some pancakes? The ones you made for my birthday last year?" "What did you say?" "Pancakes. I'm dying for something homemade, and yours looked pretty decent." I stared at her for a long moment, taking in the destruction of my morning's work, the casual cruelty of her request, and the way she looked at me as if I existed solely for her convenience. "You know what?" I replied. "I think I've run out of pancake mix. Order takeout." That night, lying in bed next to Tom's soft snores, I made a decision. If Kayla wanted to treat me like a maid, fine. But I was about to learn that even help can quit. The next morning, I began my experiment. Every plate I left outside stayed exactly where it was. Every wrapper, every empty container, and every trace of their existence in our house remained undisturbed in my hands. On Tuesday, the coffee table looked like a garbage dump. "Diana?" Kayla called from the living room that night. "Did you forget to clean here?" "Oh," I said, peeking my head around the corner. "Those aren't my plates." She blinked. "But you always clean them." "Should I?" I asked, tilting my head as if I were genuinely confused. I don't recall agreeing to that deal. Tom arrived home to find Kayla grumbling as she loaded the dishwasher for the first time since moving in. "What's wrong?" he asked me in a low voice. It was just encouraging a little independence. He frowned, but didn't insist. On Thursday, I had moved on to phase 2 of my plan. Every piece of trash I found with Kayla's fingerprints on it, empty chip bags, used tissues, and spoiled fruit, received a special delivery service to her room. I wrote her name with a careful Sharpie and left it on her pillow with a little note, "I thought you'd want me to give this back. Diana." The first time she found a collection of her trash arranged in her room like a twisted art installation, she stormed downstairs. "What the hell is this?" he asked, holding up a moldy apple core. "Oh, it's yours. I didn't want to throw away something that might be important to you." "It's trash, Diana." "Is it? Then why did you leave it under the sofa?" He opened his mouth, closed it, and opened it again like a panting fish. "This is crazy." "I suppose so." The final blow came the following Tuesday. After finding Kayla's remains scattered throughout the house, candy wrappers, banana peels, and half-eaten snacks in various stages of decomposition, I had an inspiration. Her lunchbox was on the counter. She grabbed it without looking and ran out as usual. I packed it carefully. I arranged every piece of trash from that week like a twisted bento box. The moldy apple core here, the empty chip bag there, and a used makeup wipe neatly folded in a corner. At 12:30, my phone buzzed with messages. "What the hell, Diana? You put trash in my food. Everyone at work thinks I'm crazy. What's the matter?" I answered slowly, savoring each word. "I thought your leftovers might tempt you. I hope you have a good day." Red heart emoji. The silence that followed was beautiful. When Kayla arrived home that night, she didn't slam the door or storm off to her room. Instead, she stood in the entryway for a long time, looking at the house. Really looking at it, perhaps for the first time since she had moved in. Tom worked late, so we were alone. "Diana?" he called. I looked up from my crossword puzzle, the same one Tom and I used to do together on Sunday mornings. "Yeah? The living room is very nice." I looked around. It did look good. It was clean and quiet, like a house instead of a storage room. Thank you. She nodded and went upstairs. I heard her moving, the soft sounds of someone who actually puts things away instead of letting them fall wherever gravity takes them. The next morning I woke up to find the living room spotless. Her dishes were in the dishwasher. Her clean clothes were folded in a neat pile by the stairs. Kayla appeared in the kitchen doorway, more hesitant than I had ever seen her. "I've cleaned," he said. "I've already noticed. Thank you." He nodded, took an apple from the bowl on the counter, and headed for the door. "Kayla?" I called to her. He turned around. "The pancakes. If you really want them sometime, you just have to ask me nicely. That's all you have to do." Something changed in his expression. It wasn't exactly an apology, but it was close enough to give one hope. "Okay," he said. I'll remember that." It's been 2 months since the Great Redwood Lane lunchbox incident, and while Kayla and I will probably never braid each other's hair or share deep secrets, we've found something better: respect and kindness. Now he cleans up after himself. He says please and thank you. He even helped me plant flowers in the front garden, although he complained about getting dirt under his fingernails all the time. Last Sunday we made pancakes together. For the first time in months. She ate 4 and smiled when she said they were good. Tom recently asked me what had changed and what magic spell I had cast to transform his hurricane daughter into a human being. I just smiled and said, sometimes people need to see the mess they're making before they can clean it up. Some lessons are best learned the hard way. And sometimes, the people who love us enough to teach us those lessons are the ones who have been invisible all along.